Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I don't give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. That's right, I'm the host, Jeff Ascow. I'll bring my buddy alongside with me. He's been with me for 6 years. I'll bring him on in just a minute. Sean Mann, the update, man. We got to get all the particulars out the way before we do that. Hope everybody's having a great day. I know I am. I got up kind of late today, so I'm just still kind of waking up a little bit here. Got up around 1 o'clock today, so I've only been up for about 2 hours, but we're going to go and we're going to have some fun today. Looking forward to myself, Sean, and the producer, program director of the show, Josh Lopez. We're having a little fun on Facebook last night. We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. Got a little bit on Sean's case a little bit. Josh and I were ganging up on Sean. It was kind of fun last night. We'll talk about that a little bit. Let's get all the particulars out of the way. You're listening to Jeff Ascow, Sean Mann on Sports World Radio on SportsWorldRadio.com. Now, if you want to come over and hang out in the chat room with us, I'm going to tell you something, kids. And Sean, that was the first thing he said to me when I brought him online. Spreaker has changed their chat room. Holy freaking moly. Unstinking believe. I don't know if I like it or if I dislike it. You know me, guys. I'm not too fond of change, so it's going to take me a little time to get used to this. The bottom part is smaller, and it's weirder, and there's no more heart. They got rid of the heart. Now you can't like the show. Oh, yeah, you can. You click the heart right there. I like that. Now it's in the upper left-hand side, and the bubble to get into our chat room is in the right-hand side lower where the play button is. It says Live Sports World Radio to the right. Click the bubble, the chat room will open, live chat. Now it's a whole big freaking room here. It's pretty freaking weird. They pulled a snowman on us. Our producer, program director, is giving a little jab to another radio show, Snowman in the Morning. Giving him a little jab right there, aren't you, huh? Wow, check him out. Facebook us over at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. Head on over to Twitter and like our Twitter page at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. Give us a call at 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715. Send your emails to swrshow@gmail.com. That's swrshow@gmail.com. Want to ask us a question? You could send us an email, ask us on Facebook, ask us on Twitter, and come into the chat room and ask us or give us a call at 619-663-3715. Now, with all the particulars out of the way, what do you say? Hey, we bring in that crackly Skippy Jr. boy himself, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing fine, Jeff, and good to be back as always. Hello, Josh Lopez. Hello, Jeff. The weather right now, rainy and wet on this 25th of November, Tuesday, 2014. 6:07 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:07 p.m. on the West, and I'm not even close to Skippy Jr., you bastards.
You know what it is out here? Sunny, gorgeous, and beautiful. Hee, hee, hee. You know, I never get tired of saying that. Sunny, gorgeous, and beautiful. Hee, hee, hee. You know that, Sean?
Right.
I never get tired of saying that. You know why? Because it's always sunny, gorgeous, and beautiful here in sunny San Diego. Hee, hee, hee. You mother sucker. You like that one, huh? That's the new one. That's the new one of the week right there. So this way you people know what I'm saying when I say it. You rat bastards. You know what I mean there?
You were mentioning something,
Yeah,
Jeff,
we were
about a little something where you got on
what's
my
up, Double
case,
A?
and you and Josh kind of ganged up on me
Yeah,
last night, if I recollect correctly.
Yeah, and it was
here.
kind of late on the East Coast, really late on the East Coast, because we were doing it really late on the West Coast, weren't we? You and I were battling, what was it, like 11:30, 12 o'clock last night?
Yeah,
You, me, and
I had
Joshy?
to take Josh on because I had to try to talk some sense
And
into
it was
him.
like 2:30 in the morning, Josh's time, and we were banging away, and I spoke to you on Skype, and then after that I spoke to Josh on Skype, and Josh and I were hanging out for about a half hour, 40 minutes on the call last night, and I was discussing our plans in the future for him here on Sports World Radio. Our good friend Double A is in the house. Hey, Double A, what do you think of the new chat room? Like, dislike? In fact, everybody in the chat room, tell us what you think of the new chat room. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Give me your opinions. Because here at Sports World Radio, everybody has an opinion. They're just like assholes. Everybody's got one. Okay?
I said
give
the
it up.
chat room is an adjustment. I got in here and I was like, what the heck is
That
going on
was the
here?
first thing you said to me. Did Spreaker change their chat room? I'm like, yeah, I do believe so. Because we did the show yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sean. We did the show yesterday, and it was the other thing going on, was it? Right, Sean? Look, he's reading
Yep.
what Josh is saying right now. I know what he's doing. He can't do
Right.
two things at once, Sean. Sean can't read and talk at the same time. We were busting Sean's chops last night, me and Josh, about his Boston Red Sox, because he was Sandoval this and Sandoval that, and I'm so excited I'm going to go get a Sandoval. You were complaining that fat bastard was a fat bastard last year. Now all of a sudden the guys on your team, and ooh, Sandoval, ooh. I would have liked it a lot better, Sean, if you would have turned around to me and said, hey, Jeff, look what the Boston Red Sox did. They picked up a couple of good guys. A great deal for the Boston Red Sox. I would have liked it if you would have said it better that way.
Well, I came out and I said, you worry about your teams, and I'll worry about the teams I go for. It is, and it's not called being another Skippy Jr. there, Josh. Trying to knock some, like I said, knock some sense into you.
But I would have liked it better if you would have said it that way.
I know.
Because then
know.
that would
It was
have
getting late, and I was getting tired.
I know
anyway.
I was talking to you on Skype, like, hey Jeff, how you doing, man? You were like really ready to go to bed. I'm sorry. Me and Josh, we were having a ball last night.
Oh, sure, having a ball last night, but I had to talk about the concept about teams that reload and rebuild.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were. I was having a ball last night, man. How about them apples right there?
Pretty good apples.
Yeah.
10 minutes after the hour on this 25th of November, and the
Already?
first story we get to, Jeff, let's get to the Monday Night Football games. In Detroit, Michigan, the game is finally complete. There was no snowstorm that postponed it to another night. It's all done. The Buffalo Bills just showed up, humiliated, destroyed the New York Jets 38-3. What's your thoughts on that, Jeff?
The Jets are so bad, not even Frank Caliendo will do an impression of them. You like
Michael
that one?
Vick?
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I
the
thought
quarterback problem that they have is bad. Michael Vick was 7 of 19, 76 yards, 0 TD passes, 1 interception. The Jets have got a major quarterback problem. Kyle Orton had a good game. He was 24 of 32, 230 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions to basically keep the Buffalo Bills' slight AFC wildcard hopes alive. Question is, can Buffalo get into the playoffs and end what has been kind of a little bit, actually not a little bit, but a long drought for the Bills because they haven't been in the playoffs since January of 2000 when they lost on the Music City Miracle game.
Boy, you're going freaking way back, man. That's you, though. You like to go way back there, don't you?
Yeah.
That's my buddy, Sean. He likes to go way back there.
What do you think, Jeff? Do you think this is it? Do you think the Bills say, this is it? We're going to get into the playoffs and do it. But I look at the schedule, and they got Cleveland coming up.
No, okay. So now that's an interesting team right there. That's an interesting game. Cleveland and Buffalo is a very interesting game coming up because both of them, correct me if I'm wrong, both of them are fighting for playoff spots, right?
Yep.
More so Cleveland than Buffalo, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Right? More so than... So that's going to be an interesting development there this week coming up. They play each other this week, right?
Yes, they do. Buffalo does play Cleveland coming up this weekend.
See, that's crazy. There's some really good games coming. San Diego plays Baltimore. That division, we talked about it yesterday. That division, that AFC North division, right, with Baltimore, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati, everybody's tied in that division, right?
It is. That AFC North is just wacky and wild, and you got a big game between Buffalo and Cleveland next weekend, really determining where both teams will be. The Bills know that they got to do exactly what the Houston Texans did a few weeks ago, is to go right into Cleveland and beat the Browns, but it's going to be tough to win in the dog pound in Cleveland.
I don't care. It's going to be a fun game. I mean, look, Buffalo played in Detroit and won, so kind of like being on Buffalo's kind of like having 2 road games back to back. How many people were at that game yesterday?
A lot. The fan base was all Buffalo Bills. You didn't see like it being divided between Bills and Jets yesterday, and
really?
There was a lot. The Bills did exactly what we expected. I picked up a point. I'm sure a lot of other people picked up a point because the Bills are better than the laughingstock Jets, who've got a lot of uncertainty, if you get my drift. I watched a little bit of the press conference by Rex Ryan. He came out after the game yesterday, Jeff, and he goes, all I know is I'm the coach of this New York Jet football team for 5 more weeks. I'm going to continue to keep coaching this team, and they'll give it all they got for me. And that's...
See, he knows.
He knows, yeah.
He knows it's coming to the end.
He knows that...
Okay, so you know that's coming. Everybody knows that's coming. So who the hell is going to take over that team? Who's out there to coach that team?
That's a good point, and that's a good question that Woody Johnson, the principal owner of the New York Jets, has to do, is he has to figure out who can I get to come in there and coach this team and turn the football team around, and who can be a good quarterback for the team, because Geno Smith has been a bust for them. Michael Vick, everybody thought, okay, he could come off the bench and keep going. He's been a bust for them. He's only signed for this year. Jets face a lot of uncertainty after this year. The future, not very good for them. The only way they will get it turned around is finding a team that can run the football, because the Jets, it's all about kind of like ground and pound. They've always been so good with running the football, and they didn't do that a lot this year. And Geno acting like a crybaby, and then Michael Vick, everybody thinking, okay, he'll be the answer. And when he signed the 1-year deal, was on the bench pretty much a lot. And then here they go, winning their opener against Oakland, and then dropping 8 straight games.
Hey, we're going to run to our first commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Showman on
Sports World Radio.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. In Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet. I guarantee it every single Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. 6 o'clock on the east, 3 o'clock on the west, and if you live in the central.
If you happen to live in the central, figure that out for yourself.
I think so, huh? I don't know if they can, though. Sometimes it's hard for those people. What do you got for me, buddy? Hey, don't forget, coming up in the second half of the show today, we got Frank Sprankle joining us. The big wind. Oh, God. We're all in for it now.
The other game that we had for Monday Night Football last night, the Baltimore Ravens did exactly what they had to do, and that was to go into a very loud place, which is the Louisiana Superdome, and beat the New Orleans Saints 34-27.
Did you get points last night in our Pick'em League? I haven't looked yet.
I gained a point for the Buffalo game, and I lost a point for the New Orleans-Baltimore game.
Did you?
Yep.
I haven't looked on what I did yesterday. I think it's the same thing for me. I think I picked Buffalo and New Orleans, so I think I got 1-1 last night. How bad is that, man? I don't even remember what I did. That's pretty sad, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I would say, Jeff, that you got a point for the Buffalo game, and then you probably were saying that I think you said you went for Baltimore, and you picked Baltimore against New Orleans.
Did I pick Baltimore? I'm going in there right now to look. I'm moving my computer over there as we speak. Ooh. No, I dropped. See, that stinks, man. I dropped to number 10. Now I'm in 10th place. Frank's in 9th. Renegade's in 8th. Encyclopedia Man is in 7th. Wes is in 6th. Nicholas is in 5th. Ebo's in 4th. Double A's in 3rd. Gio's in 2nd. And you're still in 1st.
That's right. Schmedley Pride.
That's the top 10. I'm only doing the top 10. The rest of you guys stink. Double A, Andrew, Kenny, Gary, Adrian, Nikki, Dan. All you guys stink. You're out of the top 10.
Joe Flacco in the game, Jeff. He was 18-24, 243 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and no interceptions. Drew Brees was 35-45, 420 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. You look at the standings here for both of these teams. Let's start with the Ravens. They're 7-4, right up there with Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Cincinnati in the AFC North. And with the Saints losing, tied with the Falcons at 4-7 for that pathetic division in the NFC South division.
Yeah, I went 1-1 last night. I won the Buffalo game and I picked New Orleans, so I went 1-1. I got 10 points this week.
Yeah.
That kind of stinks. I got 10 points this week and I moved down. That kind of stinks. We got some big, big games coming up, and it's early. It's 2 days away. We got 3 games 2 days away from now, huh? That's crazy, man.
Well, here's what Josh goes, man, Carolina made a mistake letting Steve Smith go, and Mercedes-Benz the Superdome. And Josh goes, no, you said on NFL Real Talk show, Jeff. He goes, screw you, Adrian. I'm going with New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, okay. See, sometimes my memory stinks for stuff like that. And my memory for other stuff, I don't forget. So, hey, what do you want from my life? I'm old, okay? I'm looking at this week's schedule. Are you kidding me? Got 3 important games right off the bat on Thursday, correct?
Yep.
Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Seattle. Very important. All 3 games. Buffalo, Cleveland. Another important game. Indy, Washington, who cares? St. Louis, Oakland, who cares? St. Louis will probably win that game, who cares? Minnesota, Carolina, who cares? Pittsburgh, New Orleans. That's a good game right there.
It is, but if we go back real quickly,
Go
Jeff,
ahead.
to Thanksgiving, I say that the game of that day, I know Chicago and Detroit is going to be a big game, but you're right, Josh. It's the best Thanksgiving Day schedule in a long time. But I will say Philadelphia and Dallas is the game everybody should be watching on Thanksgiving Day because everybody knows what at stake. You've got 2 teams at 8-3 battling out for the NFC East division.
I hope they freaking lose, Dallas.
If Philadelphia, I know how you are about ifs, Jeff. If Philadelphia can go in there and beat the Cowboys and take the crowd right out of it and do what they did last year,
How about this?
beat them,
How about this? Say it like this. When Philadelphia goes in there.
when
There
Philadelphia
you
goes
go.
in there, because I know we're trying to avoid the
Be
word
positive.
if.
When Philadelphia goes in there.
Yeah, when Philadelphia goes into Dallas, expect it, of course, to be a playoff atmosphere, and expect Romo to hopefully come back and do well against Philadelphia. Remember, the Eagles were the team that knocked them out on the final game of the season last year to boot them out of the playoffs.
I expect Philadelphia to take Romo out. That's what
And
I
Mark
expect.
Sanchez has to be better. He can't be giving up like what we saw in Green Bay. He gave up 53
Hey, you want to know something? You want to know something? You know who Mark Sanchez reminds me of in his early career? Tony Romo.
Mark Sanchez,
Yeah.
that's true, but you got to remember, Mark Sanchez has 4 playoff wins on his resume, so he's got the experience. Romo only has 1 playoff win.
Yeah, but still, Mark Sanchez reminds me of a young Tony Romo. What do you say about that, Skippy?
Josh goes, I won't anyway not listen to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman is a plus for me.
I
And
like
then he goes,
listening
Mark
to those
Sanchez is a
guys.
bum.
I like listening to those guys because I don't actually have to watch the TV. I could just listen to those schmucks tell me what's going on while I'm doing work on my computer, you rat bastards. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And that, yeah,
Freaking
but
humps.
that's the game that it's going to be like what Josh, you hit it right there with what you said. It's been a long time since we've seen games for Thanksgiving that, of course, are a tradition, but have got so many playoff implications. Detroit and Chicago, that'll be another good game. The Bears, of course, starting to play a little bit better after they were 3-6, and everybody was saying, oh, the Bears are finished, but they've actually won back-to-back games. They go up against a Detroit team that's going to be really, really tough to beat at home in Ford Field. And, of course, the Lions are trying to stick with the Packers in the NFC North. I know we don't want to get too much into these games, Jeff, because I know we're going to be talking a lot about them for tomorrow's show before the Thursday game. Games.
Yeah, well, tomorrow's show, just remember, folks, we're not doing a show this week on Thursday. Okay, kids? No show this week on Thursday because why? It's Thanksgiving, you humps.
And, Jeff, I got to go back to the Baltimore's New Orleans game. Who do you think wins the NFC South division between Atlanta and New Orleans?
I think New Orleans is going to end up winning that division. That division is sad.
It really is.
That's a sad division right there. Who expected that division to be that way? Hey, look at Josh. Look at Josh. Every Dallas game is boring. Look at him.
It's Atlanta 4-7, New Orleans 4-7, Carolina 3-7, and Tampa Bay 2-9. That is just. This reminds me of 2000 and I think it was like 2009. That was the year that the Seahawks went 7-9. They clinched the division, beat the Rams. They won the NFC wildcard game. Then they ended up losing to Chicago in the NFC divisional playoff game. And Jeff says, how does that happen? And, of course, you were all disappointed because the Giants finished 10-6 that year, and then they didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, well, they stink this year. They stink this year. That division, that AFC North, 7-3-1 is leading the division, and everybody else is 7-4. That's nuts. 7-3-1 is leading division, and everybody else is 7-4. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland are 7-4. Cincinnati 7-3-1, and they're leading the freaking division. How freaking nuts is that? And everybody is on a win streak. Cleveland's on a 1-game win streak. Pittsburgh's on a 1-game win streak. Baltimore's on a 2-game win streak. And Cincinnati's on a 2-game win streak. Holy freaking Toledo, Batman. You know what I'm saying? That division is becoming freaking nuts. And nobody plays anybody in that division this week. They all play somebody else. Baltimore plays San Diego. Cincinnati plays Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh plays New Orleans. And Cleveland plays Buffalo. And it's at Buffalo. The game is at Buffalo.
It's been a wild and very wacky NFL season with all the divisions. And here's what Josh makes a good point. Whoever finishes 6-10 or 7-9 will win the division. And he goes, some crap happened with the Green Bay Scammers last year. Remember, they're the ones that booted out Chicago on the final day. And I know, Josh, you have nightmares of that. And that's when they went 8-7-1, the Packers did, just to get into the to the playoffs, and they got booted out by San Francisco in the wild card game.
Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That division right there is going to be nuts. The AFC freaking North. Okay? And then in the AFC West, you got Denver leading by 1 game over Kansas City and San Diego, and all 3 of those teams still got to play each other.
That's right. And I can't wait for Sunday night, Denver at Kansas City. That's going to have a playoff feel to that one. The Chiefs know that they are sick and tired of losing to Denver. They lost last year. They got swept by Denver, and then they lost 24-17 this year, which was back in September.
There's really 2 divisions in the NFL, and that's it. The AFC North and the AFC West, they're really just jam-packed with lots of fun. Everything else, the AFC East, done. New England, okay? The AFC South, pretty much done. Indianapolis. Okay, the NFC East, 2 teams, Dallas and Philly. The NFC North, Green Bay probably. The South, who the hell knows what's going on there? Everybody's under 500. Got 2 teams at 4-7 leading the damn division. And the NFC West, Arizona's up by 2 games.
And on that note, we got to run to our second commercial break.
You listening to Jeff Escowan Show, man, huh?
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Millionaires are being made worldwide, all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football website. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitment, so you can play whenever you want. You got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning getting huge cash payoffs. And just this season alone, one lucky listener turned $10 into $5,000, and another turned $2 into $10,000. Plus, we've been crowning new millionaires virtually every week, all season long at DraftKings.com. So you could be next. What are you waiting for? Imagine winning $1 million in one day just for playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Make sure you log on to DraftKings.com right away and use the promo code Spreaker to play for free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Don't forget to enter Spreaker at DraftKings.com today. You can't win if you don't play. DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Sean, what do you got for me now, buddy?
All right, Jeff, here's the next story we get to. Mike Pettine, the coach of the Browns, isn't exactly crazy about the fact that quarterback Johnny Manziel was out at 2:36 a.m. and involved in a situation that resulted in a fan accusing a member of Manziel's entourage of assault.
Way to go, Johnny.
And he's the one that had complained that he wasn't because of his rights, that he wasn't getting respect. He wasn't getting necessary respect.
Oh,
yes,
poor baby.
You know, privacy and stuff too.
Oh, poor baby. Oh, poor baby. Why don't you do some things like you're supposed to, and maybe you will. Oh, poor baby. You don't deserve to be an NFL football player.
And if it wasn't for him, like you said, you know, then all of a sudden the Browns wouldn't be the big story. All right, now the next thing we got here, 34 minutes after the hour, that's a quick one. The Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. He came out with some things today, and wow, here we go. He goes, Skippy said, I never thought I'd see the day an NFL division leader would be 4-7, but I still believe every division deserves a playoff team.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that one. I really don't know what to say about that one.
That's nuts. Well, we just talked about how disastrous a 4-7, how disastrous the NFC South is. He also came out today, Skippy Bayless, and said on his show that LeBron James is better than Wilt Chamberlain.
LeBron James is better than Wilt Chamberlain?
That's what he said today. He said today that LeBron James is better than Wilt Chamberlain.
You know, some of the stuff that he just says is so stupid, it doesn't need to be said. You know, it doesn't need any repeating. You know what I mean? Doesn't need any acknowledgement is the word I'm looking for there.
And Chamberlain played for Philadelphia and the Lakers back in the 60s and the 70s. And like Jeff
basketball
says,
back then.
This is a different era instead of the 60s and 70s.
Exactly right.
Skippy Bayless said that Larry Bird should be let go of his job with the Indiana Pacers. And do what, Skippy?
What'd he say?
He said Larry Bird should be let go of his job with the Indiana Pacers.
He's doing a pretty good job, isn't he?
Yeah, doing a pretty good job. And you got to remember, he's taken Indiana very far to the Eastern Conference Finals. And remember, Skippy, if I recollect correctly, Larry Bird actually took the Indiana Pacers to the NBA Finals in 2000 when he was coach. And Indiana is his home. Squirt. Skippy Bayless said, Jeff. Skippy Bayless said that the New York Knicks organization don't have what it takes to bring in winners in their organization.
Huh?
Skippy Bayless said that the New York Knicks organization don't have what it takes to bring in winners in their organization.
Really?
Yeah, Jeff would be. I wonder how you'll say that, Jeff. Because why? The Knicks aren't doing well. He probably would say. He goes, look at the team. Look how bad the Knicks are. What have they done for themselves lately? They're looking horrible. They haven't even been to the finals in 15 years.
They haven't. I don't know what the hell is he talking about.
Thinking that they don't have the pieces. Skip, you know what? I'll speak as an honest journalist and fan. When the Knicks make the moves, they're going to be tough to beat in the next couple years. They just don't have the pieces yet. But since Phil Jackson is there, he's trying to make sure that he can get Derek Fisher to run that triangle offense.
It's going to take time, man, and they don't have the right pieces for the whole puzzle yet. They got to make some more moves, and that'll come in the offseason next year or this year, after the season's over. I know that they're going to suck this year. I know that. Hey, Skippy, if you're a Knicks fan, you'll understand that too. Just shut the hell up.
Skippy Bayless said that my Boston Red Sox will win the World Series next year with the new signings.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're your Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, Skippy, you said they wouldn't win it yesterday. Now you come back and you say, oh, they're going to do really well.
Is that what he
in
said?
The World Series. Some fan you are.
He said yesterday they wouldn't win it, and then today he said they would?
Yeah, he said they wouldn't win the World Series, and then today he's coming out and saying that the Red Sox, with their new signings, my Red Sox will win the World Series next year.
See, he talks out of both sides of his ass. Right there's a great example. One day he says they're not going to, and the next day they say after they make these two moves they're going to. What is that to you? What is that called to you?
That is called
wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy and bandwagon fan.
That's exactly right.
Skippy Bayless said that my Dallas Cowboys should be the only Thanksgiving game.
Well, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Good thing you're not running the NFL then. Good thing you're not running the NFL then, my friend.
Skippy Bayless, the NFL commissioner? Oh, boy. We'd be doomed.
You know what? He can't run the NFL because he's not neutral. He's biased towards.
Skippy Bayless came out today and said that my Dallas Cowboys will beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
You better hope so, douchebag.
Otherwise, Friday, Jeff's going to come out there and rip you.
You better hope so, douchebag. I'm just telling you. You better hope so.
Uh-oh, he added more. Skippy Bayless said he's put in his vote that my Dallas Cowboys to be in the Super Bowl in February.
Well, dude, you change your mind so many damn times, I can't keep up with you. You know, you change your mind more than a woman changes a tampon when she's on her period. I can't keep up with you.
He'd probably say, hey, Mr. Escal, what's going to happen when they win the next 5 games, win the home field advantage throughout the NFC, and go to the Super Bowl and win it?
And what's going to happen when they don't?
He's going to come up with another excuse.
That's exactly right. He'll come up with another excuse. That's what he is. He's one big bag of excuses.
Skippy Bayless said he should be Jerry Jones' business partner.
You might as well. You're already on your knees doing what you need to do anyway, so you might as well.
Skippy Bayless said Charles Barkley should be the general manager of the New York Knicks.
Hell out of here. Just shut up, dude. Stop spitting garbage out of your mouth already, will you?
He probably would say, hey, if Barkley was there, he would change the whole team around if he was general manager.
Barkley doesn't know how to listen. Barkley can't run his own life. What makes you think he can run the freaking Knicks, you jackass?
That's true.
Huh? Come on. If he runs the Knicks like he plays golf, the Knicks are in trouble.
He also said, Skippy Bayless, he said that my Cleveland Cavaliers are better than my San Antonio Spurs. Now, that's where I was kind of getting a laugh. Hey, Skippy, did you ever notice that Cleveland is 6-7 and they're 7th in the Eastern Conference? And Jeff's been saying it all along that the Cavaliers don't have the pieces to win.
No, they don't. And you people might think they do, but they don't.
Skippy would probably come and say, Mr. Eska, how's it going to feel when the Cavs start getting on a roll? When my Cavs get on a roll and they start winning NBA games and start dominating like we all expected?
Exactly.
And let's see, Skippy Bayless said some more today. He said that the Red Sox need Joe Girardi. And I said, and I'm laughing at this, Jeff, because of what he said. And I said, how is that possible? John Farrell's doing a great job. Joe Girardi may not even be back after next year, but the Red Sox sure won't get Joe Girardi. Are you kidding me?
Joe Girardi. Holy freaking Toledo, Batman.
Skippy Bayless said that Johnny Manziel should be the starting quarterback and that Manziel would be a Pro Bowl quarterback.
I don't get that one at all. I don't get that one at all, my friend. Not one bit. You know? Not one stinking bit.
Skippy Bayless, let's see, what else did he say? He said that his analysis is the pure truth.
His analysis is the pure truth?
Yeah.
According to who?
According to him.
Not according to me, it's not. Not according to me, it's not. Whatever you say is garbage because you talk outside. You talk out of both sides of your mouth. One day you say one thing, and then the other day you say the complete opposite. So who's to believe you anyway? Right?
Right.
Just saying.
Skippy Bayless said he'd beat any sports host in a debate.
Yeah. Did he really?
Yeah, he
Then
said that.
I throw out the gauntlet. I throw the gauntlet out. If he said that, we got to get this done. He said it. I'm throwing myself right out there, dude. I'm a sports host of a sports talk radio show, ain't I?
Right.
And he said, I will challenge, or what did he say again?
He says I could challenge any sports host to a debate.
Bring it on, bitch. Bring Josh, make it happen. You're the producer and the program director. Make it happen.
He also came out today, Skippy Bayless, and he said he's the Babe Ruth of journalism.
You're the O.J. Simpson of journalism. How about that? You're not the Babe Ruth of journalism. You're the O.J. Simpson of journalism. You like that, Skippy? You challenged any sports host? Well, here I am, bitch. Bring it. I challenged you 100 million times. I've thrown the gauntlet to you. Bring it. Josh, make it happen. Make it freaking happen. I don't care how you do it. Get it done. I would love that, Sean. You know that.
Josh said he changed his mind more than Big Show makes
face
turns.
Yeah, I know. He's right. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely correct. Hey, you know what? We're going to run to our first update of the day. We're going to do a little differently today. This update is brought to you by the Flipper. Are you tired of touching your toilet seat when you got to go to the bathroom? Ladies, do the men leave the seat down when they got to go take a pee? They don't put it up? Or do they leave it up and you fall in the middle of the night? Well, no more. The Flipper is the very first handle that attaches to the underside of your toilet seat so you never, ever have to touch your toilet seat ever again to lift it or lower it. Head on over to flipperflipper.com. That's right, flipperflipper.com. They got a 2-for-1 special. Head on over there and get your Flipper today at flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio, 46 minutes after the hour on the 25th of November, 2014. Let's start in the NBA. There are 5 games for tonight. The Atlanta Hawks at the Washington Wizards, Golden State Warriors at the Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons at the Milwaukee Bucks, Sacramento Kings at the New Orleans Hornets, actually New Orleans Pelicans, and the Chicago Bulls taking
come
on
on, get
the
it
Denver
right there,
Nuggets.
boy. Pelican boy.
In the NHL, here's the games for tonight. The Winnipeg Jets at the Columbus Blue Jackets, Ottawa Senators at the St. Louis Blues, Los Angeles Kings at the Nashville Predators, Edmonton Oilers at the Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche at the Arizona Coyotes, New Jersey Devils at the Vancouver Canucks, and the Flames taking on the Anaheim Ducks. In the NFL, 2 games that went final last night. In Detroit, Michigan, where the Bills were supposed to play, of course, up in Buffalo, up in Orchard Park, New York, since they had to move it because of snow. They finally got this game in last night. The Bills, 35-point blowout of the New York Jets, 38-3. The Baltimore Ravens over the New Orleans Saints by a score of 34-27. In, of course, Major League Baseball today, the Red Sox introduced Pablo Sandoval and Hanley Ramirez, so they're all set to go and ready to play some baseball. In the NCAA college basketball, Utah at number 1, Kentucky, Kansas State at number 3, Arizona, Stephen F. Austin taking on number 7, Texas, Tennessee State at number 8, UVA, number 12, Villanova at number 19, Michigan, Maryland at number 13, ISU, number 14, VCU at Oregon, Pittsburgh taking on number 15, San Diego State University, number 17, Miami taking on Charlotte, EIU at number 23, Clemson, I believe it is, and number 25, Arkansas taking on SMU. That's the update for Sports World Radio. We come back from the update, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann. Update brought to you by Flipper.com.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 o'clock p.m. on the East, 3 o'clock p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central.
If you live in the Central, figure that out for yourself.
Really, hillbilly?
Really?
Really, you hillbilly? What about the
That's
people
funny.
who live in
Okay.
What about the people who live in the North?
People who live in the mountains?
In the mountain, yeah, in the mountain.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who cares? I sure as hell don't. I don't live there. People who live in the mountains is like Denver. It's cold there right now. You know that, right?
Yep.
It's cold there right now in Denver. We don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be living there. I don't live there. I live here in sunny San Diego, where it's a beautiful 80 degrees, boys and girls.
In the NBA, Jeff, here's the next story that we have. Amare's rips the Guardian Angel refs for giving Harden calls. With Dwight Howard still shelved by a strained right knee, Terrence Jones entering his third week sidelined by a peripheral nerve contusion, and Patrick Beverley out nursing a strained left hamstring, the New York Knicks entered Monday's road game against the Rockets thinking that despite the wide disparity in the two teams' records and early statistical profiles, they had a real chance of pulling off the upset. But it wasn't the case as the Knicks got pounded last night.
Knicks are going to get pounded every night. They stink. And those names that you just mentioned,
yeah,
they actually play for the Knicks?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Beats the hell out of me.
The Knicks are dealing with a rough stretch. They're 4-11. They head to Dallas tomorrow night to play on ESPN.
Great. I got to watch that debacle.
Yeah, and you're wondering what the Knicks should do. Oh, look who's there. Frank Sprankle, the big wind himself, coming in 7 minutes.
Stand back. There's a gale force wind coming through.
Try to blow that a little bit.
Yeah, you want to know something? You want to know something? And that's kind of funny that he said that coming in here, because we have a little wind problem here in San Diego for the next 4 days or something coming up.
Would you like some rain? We're getting.
No, I don't want the rain.
We could trade wind for rain.
No, we're getting a little Santa Ana breeze coming through, so we're gonna be windy for the next couple of days, and it's like Frank Sprankle's in freaking San Diego. Blow me, Frank. Yeah, we got a little wind fire thing going on here in San Diego for like a week or something. High wind, high fire problem, because it's really dry out here right now. You don't like that, do you, Sean?
No, I don't like that at all. And here's what Frank says. He goes, "Oh man, I'm thrilled I missed it," because Josh was talking about the segment.
I know. We got it. I know. I wanted to get the segment over before Frank got here so we didn't have to hear the name. And we're not even seeing the name for Frank today. We're done. We did the segment. We're done. We're over. And I asked Sean if we could not say the name while Frank is on the line with us today. So we're going to try our damnedest, Frank, not to say the name.
Can San Diego handle Frank Sprankle?
No, it's more like, can Chicago handle Jeff Escal?
Let's get back to the Knicks, though, real quickly, Jeff. 4-11. They go to Dallas. You're saying, great, I got to watch this debacle.
And as you were saying, they go to Dallas and play on ESPN tomorrow?
Yes,
I have ESPN
tomorrow night.
Right.
They will head to the Dallas, take on the Mavericks.
Right. I have ESPN on my TV, and as you were saying it, they were showing that on ESPN. I was like, son of a bitch.
You're wondering then what will happen. They go to 4-12, and Knicks fans are like saying, and expect. Well, you're saying it's going to be a couple years. They've got work to do, and they need more pieces to make this team competitive in the Eastern Conference. You never know what could happen with LeBron James. He only signed a 2-year deal, and you're wondering then he could say, "Hey, Melo, talk with the Knicks and see if I can come back and bring a spark back to the Garden."
You know what the problem is with the Cleveland Cavaliers?
What?
It's 2 words. David Blatt.
David Blatt.
That's the problem.
True.
That's the problem with the Cleveland. They brought in somebody who does not have any NBA experience, doesn't know LeBron from a freaking hole in the wall, doesn't know how to coach LeBron from a hole in the wall, and you brought him to coach LeBron? What are you, freaking a bunch of jamokes?
Remember, they were 5-3. The Cavaliers were. Yeah, that's right, Frank. Who's David Blatt? He's the coach of the Cavaliers with no coaching experience. So they go to 5-3. They came off and they made the big back against Boston. Then they have dropped 4 straight games. I just turned ESPN off, Jeff, because every time they mention the Cavaliers, it's like they make such a big deal about it. Such a big deal about it.
You know what the problem is also? All
What?
these so-called basketball experts,
Mm-hmm.
obviously aren't even listening to LeBron himself. Because LeBron is telling everybody, is criticizing himself as well, telling him that he's playing bad and the team is bad and we don't have, you know. He's criticizing the team himself and himself because they're not good. He knows it, and at least he can admit it, where everybody else doesn't have the balls to admit it. You know what, LeBron? Thank you for admitting it.
And what's going to be the reaction when the Las Vegas book that they had at the beginning of the season back in late September or in middle September when we did a show, Jeff, and I know you've got all the shows recorded, talking about how they were saying the Cavs were favored this year to win 58.4 games.
They listen, it's not going to – I told you people it's not going to happen. I told you people it's not going to happen. Okay? They're right now, I hate to say this, and I'm doing this off the top of my head. Right now, they're lucky if they end up at 500. How about that? They're lucky if they end up at 500.
Yeah, they're going to be lucky to be at 500, and a good point.
And you know where that's going to stick them?
Yeah.
6 or 7? At the bottom.
And the question is, too, since we got a few minutes to go to the top of the hour break, Jeff, they get to the playoffs, they make it, but then the question will be, can they overtake the Bulls? Can they overtake the Raptors, who have been an impressive story this year? A team that really had a heartbreaking loss to the Brooklyn Nets, and now they've looked like a team that's maybe the real deal up there. And usually Toronto is not what you would call the big basketball town. It's more of the hockey town, but their Raptors are really good.
The Raptors are really good, and you want to know something? Thank God Philadelphia is sitting at 0-14, because if they weren't, everybody and their mother would be talking about Oklahoma City sitting at 3-12. Oklahoma City, 3-12.
3-12, a disastrous season already starting for them. The future of Scotty Brooks doesn't look very promising. I will say that he could get let go. Remember all the heartbreak the Thunder have faced, even when they lost the NBA Finals in 2012 to Miami in 5 games. There was a lot of questions wondering, could the Thunder recover? They have recovered, but this has been the worst that the Thunder have faced in a long time.
And Memphis sitting at 12-2 alongside with Toronto. How about that? Memphis and Toronto at 12-2. Has this NBA league changed or what?
I can say that, in my personal opinion, Jeff, before we get to the commercial break, it's been a crazy year in sports because World Series, who would have thought the Royals would have made it this year? The NFL, we got divisions that are up for grabs with teams that we didn't expect are in there. And now the NBA, you've got Raptors and you've got you got
Memphis,
new teams.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly. Well, that's what we want. We want new teams. We get tired of seeing the same old crap. We do. Hey, we're going to run to our top of the hour break. On the other side of this break, we're going to bring in the big win, Frank Sprankle, for the second hour of today's show. So stay tuned for that. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Shaw Man on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. Hey, here he comes, the big wind himself, Frank Sprankle. What's up, buddy?
That's the gale. That's the signal. I'm coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, let's bring in the reliever. My arm is getting a little tired.
Oh, I'm gonna deliver smoke.
Yeah, I'm sure
I'm delivering wind. You can literally hear it.
You know what I like about having you on the show, Frank? The
fact that I'm opinionated, the fact that I dominate.
No, all I got to do is ask a question, and that's it. I could shut up for an hour.
Oh, wait a minute. So hold on. You can ask one question. All right, let's say for this hour, you can ask a question here 4 minutes after the hour. You can ask this question, and then your night's done. You can take off.
Yeah, all I got to do is sit here and wait for the break and play the break.
Welcome, Frank, second hour for Sports World Radio. We had a great commercial break here talking about baseball news.
Speak for yourself.
But we get back to the NBA. Again, Frank, I'm glad you came on. Toronto Raptors, Frank, are they the team that possibly could go to the NBA Finals? We've never had an NBA.
I don't think they're a team right now that's going to go to the NBA Finals. I don't. But I'll say this. I would take the Toronto Raptors in terms of their odds of making it to the NBA Finals over the Cleveland Cavaliers any day. Absolutely.
And I get so tired of it with ESPN, like I was telling Jeff, and I'll tell you this too, Frank, with the Cavaliers. Every time they lose a game, talk about it all the time. What's going wrong with the Cavaliers? Why are they not winning? Remember, they were 5-3, lost 4 straight. They won last night. Oh, everything is good in Cleveland. They won the game. They're going to get on a roll. But
get the hell out of here.
No, but not with the roster that they have. I even said it to Jeff back in August, middle of August or late August, and I read the whole roster that the Cavaliers have. You got players, got one player who's 19 years old. You got players who are in their 20s. And even Jeff has a point. It is David Blatt, the inexperienced NBA head coach of the Cavaliers.
Okay, LeBron James is on the verge of 30 years old, and we're talking about this young roster with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, let me ask you guys this question.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be questioning the leadership of LeBron James here?
I think so.
I believe we definitely need to.
Because Cleveland fans have seen this movie before. They know that James has walked it up the court. That happens. Dan Gilbert, the Cavaliers owner, will say something. It will not be pleasant. You know how upset he was when he made the, quote, decision when he left, because he goes, look at the tapes. You look at what LeBron does. He's walking it up the court, seeming like he doesn't even care about winning games for the Cavaliers.
It does have to do with the fact that, well, I've returned home. I have my 2 NBA championships. Why should I care? My legacy is already cemented. I believe LeBron James' legacy is far from being cemented. He may have the 2 rings, but look at the talent he had in Miami, pardon me. He had great talent in Miami. He doesn't have the talent pool in Cleveland. So that's why it's important that LeBron James, if not this year, in the years to come, wins multiple titles. Because if LeBron can win those multiple titles in Cleveland with the cast around him, or better the cast, work on that during the offseason. It's obviously too late now. But LeBron James has got a lot of pressure to cement his legacy. He does. It's simple as that.
You know what? He's got to score 40 points a night and play every freaking minute of the game for them to win every game. And that just ain't going to happen.
No, because you know what? You can win. All right, let me ask you this. Against teams that are mediocre, you can score those 40 points and win games.
What would happen when the Cavaliers don't make the NBA playoffs? I would not even want to set my foot in the state of Ohio.
You know what? If they don't make the playoffs, he's going to put it all on him.
And everybody.
No, there's going to be a lot of blame.
No, there's not going to be a lot. LeBron's going to put it all on him.
All right, but let me ask you this. I'm on the Cavaliers organization. Will we be hearing the blame game being played?
No, because he's going to put it all on him. He's going to say it's not nobody's fault. It's my fault for not doing what I should have done. He's going to put it all on him because that's the way he is.
All right, I'll make a bold prediction here. I believe that if the Cavaliers do not make the playoffs, I say this again, if they do not make the playoffs, there'll be a new head coach next year.
I'm looking at the standings right now. You look at the Eastern Conference. You got Toronto, who's 12-2. You got the Wizards. They're at 9-3. The Bulls are 9-5. The Miami Heat, they're 8-6. They're probably saying, "Okay, let LeBron James."
Hey, let me ask you a question.
LeBron.
Let me ask you a question. Is David Blatt a stopgap to wait till Mark Jackson clears so he can go and coach them next year?
You know, possibly, but I'll say this. There is one thing I've noticed about David Blatt that I can compare him to Tom Thibodeau. Now, I'm not media. I know Tom Thibodeau.
Don't say he plays got good defense.
I know the Bulls have been in the playoffs every year under Thibodeau. But there is one comparison I can make to Thibodeau to Blatt here. Do you notice they both stand up the entire game?
So what? Big deal.
Because you don't get that from coaches.
So what? Big deal. They're young.
Blatt's into the game at all times.
Well, you know why? He's got to be because he's got no offense and he's got no defense. He just tells them to go out there and play.
He's got no players outside of LeBron. There isn't the supporting cast.
He has no offensive plays.
That's right. I agree with Jeff on that, Frank. No offensive plays. And look at the roster they have. They have players who are just developing, getting themselves just into the NBA, where LeBron's been playing basketball in the NBA since 2003.
They have
and he's going to be 30. Did you guys know LeBron's going to be 30?
It doesn't matter.
In a month and 4. I can tell you, in a month and 5 days. I know LeBron's birthday.
It
it's
doesn't
December
matter.
30th.
It
he
doesn't
will be
matter.
30 this year.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. You don't have any offensive plays. How the hell are you going to play basketball? Everything's one-on-one, and that's what they're doing.
Somebody's got to take over here. Somebody's got to take over control of this team. And you know what? Michael Jordan did that in Chicago. LeBron is not doing that in Cleveland.
Because he doesn't know how to.
But hold on, with his talent, don't you think he should?
He doesn't know how to. He's never been put in this situation. He does not know how to react to it.
Oh, my goodness. No on-court leadership. That's
Exactly.
bad. That's bad. That's bad.
That's
bad.
why they stink.
Frank, as we continue on with the NBA, a buddy of mine who's a diehard Dallas Mavericks fan, he was happy that they beat the LA Lakers on Friday night.
Big deal.
He said, Sean, he goes, mark my words, and I am telling you the honest truth. The Western Conference is much better than the Eastern Conference, and I totally agree with him.
We knew that coming in.
Yeah, well, look at it. You got Memphis 12-2. Jeff and Frank, do the Memphis Grizzlies have a shot at going to the NBA Finals? Look at their record.
The
Look at them
Memphis
at home.
Grizzlies
8-0.
Okay, take a look at that Eastern Conference.
The Memphis
Last
Grizzlies.
year, you had a team that was under 500 and made the playoffs.
Hey.
You had a team that was over 500
we're talking
in the Western
here,
Conference.
Frank.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm talking about the Western Conference. You can actually have a mediocre record in the Eastern Conference, and there's that possibility you can make the playoffs.
No, the West.
You can get in as an 8th seed. In the Western Conference, if you have a record over 500, I'm talking about sub over 500. You could be 3-4 games over 500. You may not get that 8th seed. You may be on the outside looking in when the playoffs begin.
No, I agree with you, Frank. The West is a lot tougher than the East.
The West is stacked.
Yeah,
it's better It's more competitive,
and it's coming, and it's different teams. I mean, look, the Lakers are 3-11. Oklahoma City is 3-12.
Injuries. We know about the injuries. We know the Lakers are old.
You know, so Oklahoma City might not make the playoffs, depending on when those two boys get back.
Okay, but hold on. They're going to have to play catch up.
Major catch up.
your thoughts on Golden State Warriors. Everybody thought, after Mark Jackson, how would that team react? Look at them. Warriors are 10-2 right now in the Western Conference.
Third best record in the league.
Well, look at what Curry has been a great player for them.
And look at Portland. Portland Trailblazers 11-3. Houston 11-3. San Antonio, the NBA champions, are 9-4. Dallas 10-5. Sacramento. Who would have thought they would have probably? I know it's early, but they're 8-5. Maybe they have a chance to get back to the playoffs since the Chris Webber, Vlade Divac days. And then, of course, you got the Clippers who are 8-5, which is to be expected out of Doc Rivers' team.
It's expected, but you never know.
The Western Conference is the better of the two conferences because
strong.
It's hard to believe we're talking about the Eastern Conference as being mediocre. But hold on, we have the Bulls, we have the Cavaliers, even though people were immature just jumping on the Cavaliers bandwagon. Oh, LeBron's back this, LeBron's back that.
Right.
The Western Conference is probably going to be where the NBA champions are going to come out of.
I'm going to say right now that the team that has the best chance to win will be a Western Conference team. It won't be Cleveland. And I'll tell you, with Cleveland not winning the NBA championship, there will be a lot of people centering their attention on them. It's just like I remember in 2011. Yeah, it's just like in 2011.
Yeah.
No respect for the Dallas Mavericks after they beat Miami in 6 games. And they all focused on the Miami Heat. And I was like going, where's the respect to the Mavericks here, for Christ's sake?
Oh, my goodness. Where's the love here? You know what? It's going to take a year. It's not, if Cleveland's going to win an NBA championship, I knew it wasn't going to be this year because LeBron has got to reestablish himself with his surroundings. He's got to understand this system here. It took him a year to understand it in Miami, and he had great talent. He had better talent in Miami when he was there all along, but they didn't win the NBA championship their first season.
Hey,
no,
you don't have to tell me. I know. And I said it when this all happened that they're not going to win it this year. Everybody told me I was crazy.
And I wonder what the Vegas people will say. All the people from Las Vegas, and everybody's saying, the Cavs are going to win it. Josh says LeBron James is the most overrated player in the history of the NBA.
Well, I think that could be a fair statement to make.
It is.
Absolutely, because you know what? He had a jump ship to South Beach. He had great talent surrounding him.
Right.
They helped him win those 2 championships. Oh, and by the way, as far as LeBron goes, and I can also make a point to Josh, to Josh's statement here. Didn't LeBron say 4 years ago when he went to Miami in that stupid setting in which you had LeBron, you had Wade, you had Bosh, you all had them in a hip hop. It looked like a hip hop concert, and LeBron's at the mic saying, "Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5." Dude, how many was there supposed to have been in Miami?
None.
Shouldn't LeBron? Did you think 4 years ago that LeBron would still be in Miami?
No, I didn't think so.
You didn't think so?
No. Hey, we got to run to break, guys. We got to run to break. You're listening to Jeff Escal Showman on
Sports World Radio.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Millionaires are being made worldwide, all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football website. One-week fantasy means no season-long commitments, so you can play whenever you want. You got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning huge cash payoffs. And just this season alone, one lucky listener turned $10 into $5,000, and another turned $2 into $10,000. Plus, we've been crowning new millionaires virtually every week, all season long at DraftKings.com. So you could be next. What are you waiting for? Imagine winning $1 million in one day just for playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Make sure you log on to DraftKings.com right away and use the promo code Spreaker to play for free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Don't forget to enter Spreaker at DraftKings.com today. You can't win if you don't play. DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprankle, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. What do you got for me, boys?
Okay,
Boys.
the next story I have here, Frank, I talked with Jeff about this. I'm glad you came on today for this.
Well, thank you.
Well, as you well know, buddy, the Buffalo Bills beat the New York Jets 38-3.
And I watched it.
Rex Ryan came out and said publicly last night that he goes, I'm the head coach for the next 5 weeks of this team, and this team is going to give me everything they have in the next 5 weeks. Jeff and I have even come to the conclusion and said, Rex knows it's coming. He's expecting that he's going to, he expects to be fired. And you're the one who called it, Frank, at the beginning of the year about how tough their schedule was and all these problems that they've got with their quarterback. I'm wondering, should the Jets just go finish up the season, lose the rest of their games, and draft a quarterback for the NFL draft next year?
Okay, I'll answer that question and say no. They're not going to win. They're not going to win any games. You might as well just go out and give it all you can because you just have no talent whatsoever. So Jets fans, don't worry. Your team absolutely stinks. They're horrendous. By the way, let me ask you: Did you guys find one way or another the ability to watch this game last night?
I didn't, but
I did.
I watched the highlights and I said just a typical bad performance, a block punt that hurt them, Michael Vick throwing interceptions. All they could get was a field goal, and you pretty much knew that the Bills were going to blow them out. And this was a big game for Buffalo. I want to thank whoever put it on ATDHE.S. They were able to stream it off WCBS TV in New York, and the reason why is because they had their promos inserted in the commercial breaks. So I want to thank that. I don't know if I should be thanking that individual because what I saw was absolutely mediocre football on the part of the New York Jets. I don't know if I can really give the Buffalo Bills their due here. The New York Jets just did not feel like they wanted to be there from the start. Absolutely not. Have they given up on Rex Ryan? Yes. Does Rex Ryan know what his job security is beyond 2014? Yes. I believe he's already been told by Woody Johnson in secret, you're the head coach. However, we're going to make a change. We're going to go in a different direction at the end of the season. But it goes beyond Rex Ryan here. There are absolutely no players here that have any heart whatsoever. I didn't see any of that heart on the part of the New York Jets yesterday. Buffalo, I know they won the game 38-3, but the Jets pretty much gave them that game. The Jets gave it to them. They showed up flat. They showed up with no heart, no enthusiasm. It was just a disaster. And here's the thing too. This was supposed to be a Bills home game on Sunday afternoon. Wouldn't you think that this would have played a disadvantage into the part of the Bills having to relocate to Detroit, engage in practice, play in Detroit? Wouldn't you think that this would have played a factor and maybe an advantage for the Jets here somewhat? Maybe, but like you're right. They face the uncertainty, and the Jets just stink, and they're horrible, and they don't know what they're doing. And the problem's going to be, again, that quarterback situation going into next year. And
Yeah,
who
they
knows
brought Geno Smith back in. It's like they have no other options.
And the question is, what's going to happen with Michael Vick? Jeff, this is a big question. They were saying today on ESPN, will Michael Vick be back as starting quarterback? Does he have enough in him to continue to keep playing football?
Yeah, what do you think, Jeff?
That's a debate.
That's a major debate.
All right, I'm going to take a side here. I
Go
don't
ahead.
see him being with the New York Jets next year. I don't think there are going to be many suitors. There may be a few teams that will want the services of Michael Vick, but every team that's going to want Michael Vick, it will not be as a starter. It will be as a backup. And it's not going to be for the money Michael Vick's probably going to want.
True. Yeah, so, and then, of course, that
I'm
comes
surprised
back
he's
to Geno
still.
Smith.
I'm surprised he's still in the freaking league now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? Based on what I saw last night, and hard to believe I watched the game from start to finish, had that game on the computer, had the Ravens and the Saints on my 52-inch Sony Bravia. It looks like Michael Vick, has a guy lost his desire to play in the NFL?
I believe he has. He's not the same Michael Vick that you had seen back in the days when he was with the Atlanta Falcons. Then he got hit with the dogfighting charges that hurt his career big time, and I think he has. As far as the other game goes, Frank, Jeff and I talked about this. Your thoughts on the Baltimore-New Orleans game. If you look at the standings in the NFC South, 4-7 and 4-7 for the Falcons and the Saints, 3-7 Panthers, and 2-9 the Buccaneers. What's your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, Baltimore played a great game last night. I'm not going to say they're a team that's headed for Glendale, but they were definitely clicking last night. I guess the shocker here is the fact that the Saints, 3 straight games in the Superdome, all 3 are losses. That has only happened once, and that was 1997 that they lost 3 straight games. That they lost 3 games at home. I don't know if it was 3 straight games at home, but this has been back to back to back to back, and the Saints have not been able to produce. I guess we should be asking ourselves a question here beyond the Saints. Will 6-10 win the NFC South?
Look, we saw what happened a few years ago when a team that was the Seattle Seahawks, 7-9, and won that division, won their playoff game in the NFC wild card, and then they went, Frank, and you remember, the 8-9 Seahawks took on the Chicago Bears in the NFC divisional playoff game, and the Bears knocked them out 35-24. And Jeff and I have always said a team that's below 500 should have no business even being in the playoffs, but we possibly may see it again, which is so unfortunate because
you may see a team that lost 10 games in one division and win the division and get a home playoff game. It will be a wild card game. And you know what? I'll say this. 4 years ago, when the Seahawks went to the playoffs, they won the division. I remember they defeated the Rams. It was a Sunday night game in Seattle. Both teams had identical records. 7-9 was going to win that division regardless. Sure enough, it was Seattle. They had a home field advantage. They faced the Saints, defeated them with beast mode, Beastquake. It's almost as if you want to root against them when they make the playoffs because you don't want to see mediocrity being rewarded here.
And Frank, you know, we talk about how big this week is for the NFL and the games. Josh made a very good point, and I agree with the encyclopedia man, the producer, about of Sports World Radio, about how this has probably been the best Thanksgiving games they've had in a long time. Look at the schedule of games you've got. You've got the Bears at the Lions, and you've got the Eagles taking on the Cowboys, and then the Seahawks playing the 49ers. You couldn't ask for anything better than that on a Thanksgiving. You know, I think it's been a long time since we've had good games like this with a lot of
Sean. Okay, Sean, but how about this? I want you to think, what's odd about these 3 games? You too, Jeff. Let me tell you, what's odd about these 3 games? Can you guess?
What is it?
What?
There's not an AFC team playing.
That's right.
It's all and you have.
Oh yeah,
games,
good thing.
6 teams, and you don't have one team out of the AFC.
Oh well.
Frank, I said this to Jeff too, and I'll say it to you. I believe the biggest game, the Bears are playing the Lions. That's a big one.
Bears holding on to their playoff lives.
I still say the biggest game on Thanksgiving is going to be that Philadelphia-Dallas game. I cannot wait.
It's got to be.
I cannot wait to see how that goes and how
that game should be the prime time game.
Mm-hmm.
It's an afternoon. Yeah, it's an afternoon game, and everybody should be ready to. I know I'm going to be watching that. I can't wait to see how well Philadelphia plays. They need to make sure they don't give up 53 points like we saw against Green Bay.
Correct.
Let me ask you something. We have a lot of people that don't like the Thursday NFL games because it's a short week. The players aren't completely rested. But those same fans that hate the Thursday games, they're in awe of the Thanksgiving Day games.
I think it's
like they like the Thanksgiving Day games, but they don't like the fact that the NFL's playing on Thursday.
I like it. Look, the Lions have been playing Thanksgiving games, Jeff and Frank, since 1934. The Cowboys have been playing Thanksgiving games since the decade of the 1960s. And then they decided to add the Thanksgiving night game in 2006. Yeah, 2006 on the NBC. It used to be on NFL Network, but then they switched it and moved it to the NBC Sports.
Yeah, because so many people can see the game, because many people, unlike me, do have the NFL Network. I mean, unlike me, I have the NFL Network. I can watch any game on the NFL Network.
Now go screw yourself.
Yeah, screw myself. Dude, I live in a palace. Did I ever tell you that?
The key is going to be, though, between Philadelphia and Dallas, Frank, is to make sure that, first of all, with the Eagles, they have to get the crowd out of the game. Sanchez can't make turnovers. We know that he can be an interception machine.
I have a bad feeling about this game.
He threw 2 picks in the game against the Titans, and I do too.
The Titans? He's facing the Cowboys. He's facing a team that's in contention. Sean, why don't we go back to the Green Bay game a couple weeks ago?
Dallas, though, you got to remember, Dallas was lucky to beat the Giants. If Eli Manning had not thrown the ball that was tipped and intercepted, that would have hurt the Cowboys desperately. Dallas did not look good against the Giants, and I know Jeff can easily agree with me about that.
Yeah, I can. But on that note, we got to run to our final update of the day. This update is brought to you by the Flipper, flipperflipper.com. Listen, are you ladies or gentlemen tired of touching the toilet seat to lift it or lower it? Well, fret no more. Just take a flipper, attach it to the underside of your toilet seat, and never ever touch your toilet seat ever again to lift it or lower it. That's the Flipper at flipperflipper.com. Get yours today at flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Welcome to the last and final update for Sports World Radio on the 25th of November, 2014, Tuesday. In the NHL, here are the games that are going on right now. The Jets and the Blue Jackets, 9 minutes and 23 seconds in the first period. The game is tied at 1. Senators at the Blues, Kings at the Predators, Oilers at the Stars, Avalanche at Coyotes, Devils at Canucks, and the Flames taking on the Ducks. In the NBA, here are the games that we've got right now. There are a total of 5 games. Hawks lead the Wizards 19-12. Warriors at the Heat, Pistons at the Bucks, Kings at the Pelicans, and the Bulls taking on the Nuggets. In the NFL, of course, the games that went complete last night, the Jets played the Bills in Detroit, Michigan at Ford Field, and this game easily goes to the Buffalo Bills, 38-3. The Ravens were able to get a big win to keep their hopes alive for the division and playoff implications, 34-27 against the New Orleans Saints. That caps off and finishes finally Week 12 of the NFL. Week 13 of the NFL will resume and start on Thursday with 3 games on Thanksgiving. It should be a lot of fun to watch. In the NCAA college men's basketball, here's action going on right now. Kentucky taking on Texas Arlington. Right now, 25-10, Kentucky leads that. Number 1 seeded Kentucky. Number 8, Virginia, Tennessee State, 26-12. These games are in the first half. Kansas State at Arizona, number 3. St. Francis, PA, taking on number 7, Texas. Number 12, Villanova at number 19, Michigan. Maryland at number 13, Iowa State. Number 14, VCU at Oregon. Pittsburgh at number 15, San Diego State. Number 17, Miami, Florida, taking on Charlotte. Eastern Illinois at Creighton, number 23. Number 25, Arkansas, taking on SMU. Those are some of the games that we have for college basketball tonight. Lastly, in Major League Baseball, the big news, Pablo Sandoval has found himself a new home. And, of course, he agreed to it yesterday, signing that 5-year, actually now it's $95 million contract with the Red Sox. The Red Sox also added Hanley Ramirez. It was a 4-year deal worth $88 million. The Red Sox are not done yet. They're still looking at other things to help their team, which is starting pitching. One of the pitchers they're looking at is John Lester. But John Lester has also received a $135 million contract offer from the Chicago Cubs. 6 years. So Theo Epstein trying to bring him to the Windy City. The Braves are also interested. The Giants are interested. The Yankees, there's been news that they have kind of swooped right in to try to offer him a big deal. So a lot at stake for John Lester and a big decision for him to make with the number of clubs. That's the final update for Sports World Radio on this Tuesday, the 25th of November. The update was brought to you by Flipper.com. When we come back from the commercial break, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow, Frank Sprankle, and Sean Mann.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprankle. What's going on, guys? What do you got?
All right, the next story we got here, Jeff and Frank, we go back to the Buffalo Bills. The Bills president said the stadium should be ready Sunday when the Bills host the Cleveland Browns. Well, that's good that they can finally get football back to Buffalo. They don't have to play it in Detroit.
Well, it's great to know that they're going to get Ralph Wilson Stadium back. I think Detroit did a fine job, Ford Field that is, hosting last night's game between the Jets and the Bills. But I got to tell you guys something. Let me ask you guys this question. I would have given you guys free tickets to last night's game if you gave me $125.
Why am I giving you $125 for tickets when they're free?
Okay, you didn't hear about that, did you?
The scalpers.
The scalpers. Dude, how stupid has the United States of America actually gotten where you have scalpers scalping these tickets that were free? You could go to the Ford Field box office and get them for free. yet they're $125
Frank,
at scalper price.
Frank,
Is the United States of America really gone downhill?
Frank, they were gone. Frank, they were gone in 10 minutes. The tickets.
I watched the game on CBS last night. It didn't look like there were seats in the upper bowl.
Here's the question going back to the with the Bills getting back here. Okay, so they're going to go play their game, but did the NFL do a good job of handling the situation between the Bills hosting the Jets because of the snow? Do you think it was wise, or do you think they just should have said, oh, the NFL should have played the game on Sunday because football's meant to be played in the snow?
No, you can't. Listen, because of the driving conditions, getting people from here to there, I think the NFL handled it nicely.
Jeff, what do you think?
I'm pissed off. Play the game in the snow. It's football for Christ's sakes. Play
Okay,
the
so
damn
hold on.
game.
You believe? I agree with you. But what? So you wouldn't mind if the game were played in an empty Ralph
I
Wilson
don't
Stadium?
give a flying fig Newton. Play the game.
Thinking, you know what? My backyard was available last night.
Play the freaking game. Who gives a flying fig Newton if nobody's in there?
All right, but what about personnel?
Hey, I got an idea.
Okay, what's your idea? It probably sucks, but what is it?
Bring out the people. Well, if you both shut up, I tell you. How about that? Bring out the people from prison and have them clear out the freaking the stands and the field. It'd be done in a couple of hours.
You know what the stipulation was? If you could have volunteered to clean up that snow at Ralph Wilson Stadium. They did this last week. The Bills, anticipating the game was going to be on Sunday against the Jets.
And they would have
you could have made a certain sum of money. I don't remember how much it was. And you would have been given a free game ticket to the Jets-Bills game on Sunday.
I would have been all over that. Are you kidding me?
Not only that, you get paid to go to an NFL game.
Exactly. Exactamundo. It's football. When I was a kid, I played football in the snow.
Okay, let me ask you, how many inches? 20 inches?
Yes.
Okay,
I played
when
football in the rain.
So wait a minute. Hold on, but we're talking about two different elements here. The snow can shut down. So you played when the entire town was shut down.
Yes, we walked over to the field in the snowstorm and played football in the snow.
And wasn't it great?
Beautiful. We loved it.
No school.
No school.
Everybody is stuck.
Everybody had fun. We were all in the snow just playing football, having a blast.
Hey, you know what? It didn't work for the Jets last night. I mean, look at them. The Jets, they didn't look like they would even be there in the first place.
Jets would have had a better chance playing in all that snow than they would have playing in freaking Detroit.
There was talk of Pittsburgh or Washington.
So Jeff, you're fed up with Roger Goodell and say that this was handled very poorly and that he should.
Not that it was handled poorly. They just should have played the game in Buffalo. It's football, for Christ's sakes.
Well, I'll say this: the one thing that bothers me. Go ahead, because I was going to say the one thing that bothers me about Goodell is that we have to have London has to host 3 games. It's bad enough they have to get 1 game, but 3 games.
Roger Goodell, you're turning your NFL players into pussies.
Oh, by the way, he was at you know where he was last night, Goodell? He was at the Jets-Bills game because it was Steve Tasker who was working the sideline for CBS. He interviewed him during the game.
You bet your sweet ass he was at that game last night.
And
he was. I saw it.
And here's breaking news that I forgot to mention from a few
Breaking
weeks
news.
ago. Okay, the NFL has decided that next year there will be a total of 5 games in London, England next year.
Oh, God screw the Queen.
Thank you, Frank. God screw the Queen.
That's what I said. Hey, you just took my line, Jeff.
I know. I liked it so much I said it twice.
You know what? I like your lines too. Hey, you know what? Anytime we talk about the NFL in London, I guarantee you this is not the last conversation we're going to have about this. We should always open it up with God screw the Queen.
God screw the Queen.
And the British government continues to make a push to bring an NFL team to London.
You know what really disgusts me? Roger Goodell talks about the safety of the players, and then he turns around and does something like this.
So wait, you got to fly. Hold on. So you're going to have to fly 9 hours or God knows how many hours to play a game.
And then
Look,
fly
I don't think the San Diego Chargers mind going to New York to play the Jets. I know that's a long flight.
No, it's only about a 5-hour flight. And then
okay, but hold on. You don't want to double it and have to go across the pond. That would be worse for the San Diego Chargers.
I know, Frank, and then you got to fly 9 hours back.
Jet lag.
Okay, well, hold on. You mentioned the jet lag, Sean. That's an interesting point
Frank,
there.
Unless you're
that affects safety?
I know, but Frank, unless you're going to give every team that goes to London to play the following week their bye, it don't make sense. And what are you going to do with the team in London? Were they going to play 8 straight games home in London and then the 8 straight games away?
Okay, let me ask you this. What happens if they're on Monday Night Football? Does this mean it's going to that game, or let's say you have a team in London and the game is in London and it's supposed to be Monday night in the United States. Is it going to be early Tuesday morning football in the wee hours?
It's going to have to be 8 straight home games for London because you can't have a London team play one game in London and then fly 9 hours to go play a football game the following week and have to fly 9 hours back and play a football game. And what are you, freaking a bunch of morons?
Listen.
Even a little freaking peon like me can see that.
London has football. It's called soccer. Let the English have their soccer.
Jackasses.
Let the United States of America have their football.
Even a little peon like me can see that.
Let them have their soccer. Go ahead.
Josh goes, I'm not waking up at 7 a.m. 5 times throughout the football season for Mother
Canuckers in England.
Let
like
them
that,
have
Josh.
their soccer. Let us have our football. That's what I have to say.
Think about, but you're right. We're saying, think about all that flying. Like, if you were a football player, how would you feel? Would you like to get out of bed and fly all the way over to London, England, and practice over there and then play a game? Oh, yeah, let's go tour London.
No, not at all. No, I am not on vacation with my wife to tour London. I'm here to play a freaking football game.
Oh, 5 games next year.
Five games. Okay, but I guarantee this too. Hold on. Do you really think? And the Cowboys didn't have to give up their home game. You know who's going to be giving up their home game? I guarantee you, Jacksonville's going to give up a home game again. I have a feeling Oakland will give up a home game again.
Yes.
Jeff, maybe San Diego. I can see the Chargers having to give up a home game. It's going to be teams that typically have trouble drawing. Buffalo, they've had trouble drawing over the last few years.
I hate to tell you something, Frank. Chargers sell their games out every week.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think teams such as the Packers, the Steelers, or the Giants are going to give up the home game?
No.
Definitely not. They'll go to London, but it will be as the visitors.
No, it'll be Miami, it'll be Jacksonville, it'll be Minnesota, it'll be Oakland.
San Diego?
No, because San Diego sells out every home game.
Oh, well, hold on. San Diego's had some trouble.
I hate to tell you something. Yes, on crappy teams. On crappy teams. But I hate to tell you something, Frank. If they don't sell out the game, it's not on TV. And fans don't like that out here. So what happens is a radio station or a restaurant buys up the rest of the tickets. So every game gets put on TV.
They have more value than the Queen does here.
Mm-hmm. You bet your sweet petunias on that. Hey, let's run to our final break of the day. You're listening to Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprankle on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the final segment of the show. That's right, we've been going for 2 hours. Frank's been here for almost 1 hour. He joins us every Tuesday and Thursday in the second hour of the show, but except this Thursday because it's Thanksgiving and we're taking Thursday off. But we will be back for Friday's show and Saturday's NFL Real Talk. So join us for Friday and Saturday as well.
Let me ask you this. Do you think people would be listening to us on Thursday? I'll tell you what they're going to be doing at this time.
Watching
they
football.
are going to be chowing down on some delicious goodies watching the Cowboys beat the Eagles.
Frank, since you're not going to be here
that game will be
tomorrow,
over by then.
Frank, since you're not going to be here tomorrow and it's the last segment, where are you going to be for Thanksgiving and what are you going to do?
Let's see. Let me just say I've never had to travel for Thanksgiving. For every Thanksgiving of my life, I have been in the Chicagoland area. I will be eating and watching the Bears-Lions. Hopefully the Bears keeping their outside slum playoff hopes alive. I'll be watching the clash between the two NFC's powerhouses. And then you got a pretty entertaining Seahawks and 49ers game. Let's understand this.
So you're going to be
Division
at home.
rivals.
So you're going to be at home.
I'll be at home.
Eating Thanksgiving, eating turkey, and all the trimmings, right?
Of course. And watching the NFL.
Okay.
Thank goodness for the NFL. Thank goodness
are you gonna be by yourself?
No, I'll be with my mom, my dad, my sister.
Okay,
Any
so
questions?
You're gonna be at mom's house and having all the good trimmings and all that good fun, right?
What about
Well, you want me to come out to San Diego and Thanksgiving dinner there?
No, I mean, Sean, what about you freaking hump?
Staying home, got family coming out, gonna watch the games, and it should be a lot of fun.
Will anybody be thinking about me and Josh when the Bears are playing?
No.
Oh yeah, I will.
I'll be sleeping during that game.
Dude, you'll
Jeff,
be.
Well, Jeff, what's your plans for Thanksgiving? You're gonna watch football and eat some turkey too?
He just said he's gonna sleep as well.
I know.
I'm going to sleep probably till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, knowing that I don't have a show that day. So I'll sleep until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. My sister will be at work. My dad will be at his girlfriend's house. So the house will be nice and quiet. Nobody will be home, so I'll sleep as late as I can sleep. I'll get out. I'm going shopping tomorrow.
For what?
For dinner for tomorrow night and Thursday and Friday. And my sister's going to get dinner on Saturday for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Are you cooking, Jeff?
I cook every night. I'm the cook in the house. I cook dinner every night.
Do you know how to deep fry?
Do you know what I'm cooking for Thursday?
Yeah, turkey, right?
Hell no.
Hell no. Do you like turkey? Let me ask you this question. Do you like turkey?
I have a turkey sandwich every day. I eat a turkey
Okay,
sandwich
so
every
wait,
day.
you're just having a turkey sandwich on Thursday?
I am not eating turkey on Thursday.
Then what are you eating, dude?
I'm having shrimp scampi.
Shrimp scampi?
That I will make myself.
Will you have any... so you're not going to eat the traditional Thanksgiving dinner?
Exactly right.
I was just
Because
thinking
I will
of,
be
it's
all
always
by
good that we're kind of talking about
I will
Thanksgiving
be
kind of.
I will be all by myself on Thanksgiving, sitting right here in my studio, watching the second and third game, and then I'm going to go in the house, and I'm going to cook dinner for me and my sister. I'm going to throw in the shrimp. I'm going to make some pasta. I have some shrimp scampi for dinner. Just going to be a regular Thursday night here at the old Escal house.
Yeah, the only difference is there's 3 NFL games.
I'm going to
Here's
you know
the
what?
next
I love it like
topic
that.
I've got for you, Jeff and Frank, related to Thanksgiving. With the Detroit Lions playing this Thursday, it'll be the 80th time that the Lions will be playing football on Thanksgiving. I think about the times growing up and thinking how big it was with Barry Sanders. What do you guys remember about the Lions? Do you guys just remember them playing against your teams? Jeff, I'm sure you remember Bears.
I'll tell you what I
and
remember.
Lions. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I remember. I remember the 1997 Thanksgiving game at the Pontiac Silverdome, 55-20 Lions. That's enough said. I've said it seriously. I'm done.
Jeff, do you probably
I
remember
can call
the
it a
Giants
show now.
playing? I've always liked the Thanksgiving Day games with the Lions or Cowboys or Lions in Chicago. They're always fun to watch, but unfortunately, that game is going to be starting at 9:30 a.m.
And you'll be asleep.
I'll be snoozing like to beat the band.
I got a good idea. Why don't you go to bed early on Wednesday just so you can wake up for that game?
What?
I'm giving you an idea.
Go to bed early.
Yeah, go to bed early.
You know, I tried to go to bed early last night. I said to myself, I'm going to go to bed like around 1:30, 2 o'clock. That's early for me.
Oh, okay, so you're not going to go. Wait, well,
You know
how many
what
hours
happened?
of sleep do you need?
Do you know what happened? I went to bed at freaking 4:30.
A.M. or P.M.?
A.M.
What were you? Okay, dude, what were you doing?
Work.
You're not going to be working on Thanksgiving, are you?
Dude, I run 35 websites.
All right, and you know what? The internet never takes a holiday.
I run 35 websites. I build websites, and I sell them. I make videos for companies. You know, I work. That's what I do. It's nice and quiet at that time in the morning. No, I know nobody's going to come in here and bother me and ask me a stupid question.
Let me ask you, what's San Diego like in the wee hours of the morning?
Quiet. Until about 4:30 in the morning, and then my neighbors start rustling around because they're going to work. Serious. I got a neighbor right behind the studio, man. You can hear his gate going on about 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. Johnny's going to work.
And here's another topic related, going back to Thanksgiving. The Cowboys have been playing Thanksgiving Day games, Jeff and Frank, since the decade of the 1960s.
Hey,
going
does
back
anybody
all the way
have
to the
a-
Landry and Don Meredith
Do you
days.
have a-
What are your memories of that? What do you remember about the Cowboys?
Sean, do
Leon
you have the record of the Cowboys Thanksgiving Day games?
Leon left. That's all I remember.
No, Josh would have to check that out.
Josh, could you get that for me really quick, Josh? Give me the record of the win-loss record of the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day, please.
I just answered your question, Sean. Leon freaking Lent.
Oh, yeah. You remember that
Bucky
game, Frank,
freaking
again?
Dent. Leon freaking Lent.
Was that in the snow, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 1993. And that was probably the only time the Cowboys have played in the snow at home.
Yeah.
See,
And
football's meant to be played in the snow because things like that happen all the time.
I remember that, too. Leon let touch the football, and they were saying, no, don't touch the football. And then Miami got the chance to boot the field goal, and they won that, shocking Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. I believe it was 16-14. Yeah,
you know what? Too bad we didn't have Sports World Radio then, because you know who would be the rat beast start of the week.
He would have.
You know who that would have been that week in 1993 if we had Sports World Radio.
Him.
It would have been.
You bet your sweet petunias.
But you know what? Doesn't matter now, because after all, the Cowboys did go on to win their second straight Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I guess Leon Lett is off the hook. But that's what I'll remember. And, of course, you had Jason Garrett. I mean, hard to believe Jason Garrett the following year even started the game on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, he took over for Troy Aikman, and Dallas, of course, had played some Thanksgiving games back when I was growing up in the 90s, and I know you remember that too, Frank, with Danny White. Oh, here it is, Jeff. 29-16, the Cowboys, all time on Thanksgiving.
All right, I want to make this point.
29-16.
I don't know what it was in the mid-1970s. I would like to say the Cowboys did have a hiatus from the Thanksgiving Day games because the the Cardinals were then in St. Louis. I would like to say that in the mid-70s for a few years, they did host a Thanksgiving Day game. Detroit has always hosted it, but I'm pretty sure the St. Louis Cardinals in the mid-70s, Jeff, you may remember, they did host a Thanksgiving Day game.
29-16, huh?
29-16-1 was the Dallas Cowboys record on Thanksgiving games going back to the decade of the 60s.
Well, I
when
like
they
it to
started playing.
become 29-17-1 this year. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Hey, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us today, Frank. Thank you so much for joining us for a fun-filled hour. We really appreciate it.
Let me wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving.
You too, my friend.
A blessed and happy
too, bud.
Thanksgiving.
You too,
I mean,
my
I know we
friend.
like to kid and joke and act
yeah.
like idiots, but you know what? One thing I'm thankful for is the professional relationship I have with you guys, but of greater importance, the friendship. You, the both of you, Josh, everybody.
Yep, and I feel the same way, and I want you to have a great Thanksgiving with you and your family. I want everybody to have a good Thanksgiving. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition of Sports World Radio. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
For Sean Mann, Frank Sprankle, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. Peace out, bitches. We will see you tomorrow.
Later.
Hey, boys, Dimpy.
We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.